We live in turbulent times. Each day witnesses a seemingly endless succession of human suffering, from natural disasters to those brought about by man. But what about the everyday catastrophes that don't make the headlines? Families caught in the turmoil of divorce, or students facing failure in school, people struggling with problems on the job, or loved ones coping with the hopelessness of addiction. Whatever the disaster, large or small, there are those who are there to help. Those who have the courage, commitment, and knowledge to go out and do something about it. Such a group is the Scientology Volunteer Ministers. The Volunteer Ministers are a global force of volunteers, tens of thousands strong. Active in more than 50 nations, linked through a worldwide network of chapters, they are today one of the largest relief organizations on Earth. When disaster strikes, the volunteer ministers are among the first to arrive and the last to leave. Within minutes of the World Trade Center disaster, volunteer ministers were on site, providing around-the-clock support to emergency personnel. Months of dedicated service from more than 800 volunteer ministers brought assistance and succor to tens of thousands, earning praise from officials and civic leaders, including the New York Fire Department's Medal of Valor. When tsunamis decimated the coasts of Southeast Asia and India, volunteer ministers from 28 nations mobilized forces, bringing relief to those in desperate need. And given the sheer number affected, volunteer ministers help train everyone on their techniques, from Muslim clerics to Buddhist monks. In all, upwards of 50,000 trained, bringing help to more than 250,000 survivors. From mudslides in the Congo to floodwaters in Venezuela. From the brush fire-scorched landscape of California to the hurricane-lashed coasts of the southern United States. In London, Chechnya, Indonesia, Japan. Anywhere help is needed, volunteer ministers answer the call. They work shoulder to shoulder with local, national, and international organizations. Recognized as partners with the Red Cross, they team up with local chapters around the world to provide assistance whenever they are called. Whatever the crisis, wherever the need, the volunteer ministers are trained to do something about it and are known for their ability to get things done. But volunteer ministers don't just wait for disasters to happen. They work tirelessly to prevent them. They are trained extensively on specific techniques, basics that apply to every aspect of life. Proficient in the use of these practical tools, volunteer ministers provide real answers to any of life's difficulties. Salvaging troubled relationships, helping addicts off drugs, alleviating the emotional trauma of physical injury, assisting failing students, and repairing human conflicts. No matter the problem, the volunteer minister knows something can be done about it and takes action with effective solutions. With a planet desperate for answers, volunteer ministers reach out with their message of hope to people in need with the Volunteer Minister Hotline. On call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They will speak to anyone, for anyone, about anything. To reach even greater numbers of those in need, they also take their help straight into neighborhoods and communities through the traveling volunteer minister cavalcades. In major cities across 4 continents, volunteer ministers work with local civic groups and government officials to provide whatever community assistance is requested, and so work in a cooperative effort to demonstrate something can be done about it. Inside these familiar yellow tents, anyone can get one-on-one assistance from a volunteer minister to address whatever troubles they might be facing. Visitors can also take seminars and learn fundamentals to apply to their own lives, and in turn, use those practical techniques to help improve the lives of those around them. The Volunteer Minister Cavalcade brings positive change to thousands of towns and cities, training tens of thousands to bring help to others, while directly assisting millions more. Volunteer ministers stand by, ready and willing to help anyone of any denomination. Volunteer ministers do not shut their eyes to the pain, evil, and injustice of existence. Joined by tens of thousands in a worldwide crusade, volunteer ministers are dedicated to helping restore purpose, truth, kindness, decency, and spiritual values to the lives of others. Whatever the need, a volunteer minister can do something about it.